Hello, and welcome to another episode of my Hearts Iron 4 Let's Play series. This is Northstar. I hope you're well, taking care of each other, and being kind to yourselves. Those new to my channel, welcome. Return viewers, welcome back. If you haven't, check out my YouTube channel page, both groups of you, because you can find all previous videos there in the series, starting from the beginning when I played Assyria, then swapped to Denmark here. Trying Syria is technically still around, helping the Norwegian People's Republic resist. It's not going to last much longer. I'm improving relations with the US in the hopes they'll give me back Jutland. If they don't, I don't know, this might be unworkable. I may try and, do a kind of blitz thing into Jutland, then I'll have to fortify the coast against naval invasions. And I guess because I'll need allies along with the Central Powers I've been saying equipment to anyways. But if that doesn't work, well, I may go back to day zero save and take the loyal puppet path. Right. A mutual war will probably allow Austria-Hungary to ally with me. If not, eventually this guy will turn me non-aligned, which can also eventually let me go democratic. Maybe join the US faction. Maybe that will do the trick. I haven't marched into Jutland yet, but also the US is doing nuclear bombs, but they went the heavy water reactors route. You can go nuclear reactors, civilian nuclear reactors, which are more expensive but give state bonuses, or heavy water, which are the cheapest but slowest to produce bombs. So at least there won't be that much nuclear bomb spam from the United States. I don't think anyone else has nuclear research facilities, although the Soviets should eventually be able to get one via focus. And the AI does sometimes construct such. Not a super high priority for them, but where is it? Should be the Soviet atomic bomb project. That's after Leningrad. Polytechnic Institute, which they haven't even done, so it'll be a long time, but if they, say, did civilian nuclear reactors, or normal ones, there might be a chance the Central Powers didn't get completely wiped out, because they'll just be exchanging nukes with each other, and, well, they'll beat each other to death even more, and maybe I'll have a chance here as Denmark. We'll see. I'm trying to resist a world where, dominated by the US, can't expand, can't win, can't avert the world we live in today, although this is all history with the United States. Europeans never colonized it. Native American councils, maybe they wouldn't go the path to fascism, but Hitler also doesn't exist here because Germany was never united, so maybe without that warning signal, somebody like Trump would be even more likely. Sitting at concentration camps, ICE stuff, people will deny that, but that's just because you've been sticking your head in the sand or listening to right-wing bubbles. When you stick people, when they're buying up mega warehouses to house 8,000 people in a single building, and they're already cramming people shoulder to shoulder, overcrowding, and they're not giving enough food or water, and they're putting kids in these places for months. I mean, it was bad enough Obama would put them in these basically cages for usually a week or two at a time, even though the laws said they weren't supposed to be allowed to for more than 2 days, but Trump is doing it for months. It's just escalating, and I'm not excusing Obama. Obama was part of the slide into fascism. The right actually claimed that, and people just scoffed at it, but they were correct. Trying to be nonpartisan about this. It's Trump, Biden, Obama, Bush Jr., they've all moved us towards fascism in the United States. Reagan actually set us on this path, in a large part, but Bill Clinton did not help. So it's not, I mean, both parties suck in the US. This is not some partisan thing. You need to look past partisan and look at, well, the evil that is billionaire controlled society and oligarchs ruling everything. And it's not, oh, it's crony capitalism. No, this is the nature of capitalism. This is why I'm a democratic socialist. Capitalism has to be abolished. I favor workers' cooperatives in a more decentralized approach than, say, the Soviets. But I wouldn't be some dissident who would be undermining the system if our U.S. suddenly became like the Soviet Union communist hardliner. Because although it's not good, it's capitalism has led to far, far worse outcomes. In the Cold War, the U.S. were the bad guys, not the Soviets. The Soviets did horrible things, but the United States did 9 genocides after the end of World War II. The Soviets did 1. You can't minimize, they're both evil. This is a lesser of two evils situation. The so-called 100 million dead to communism is a lie. The actual number is about 40 million. But the number that capitalism killed, and admittedly 3 times as long, is about 1 billion. So 333 million in the same amount of time. Of course, that goes back 300 years when the world population was smaller, so it's actually worse. Because causing the same number of deaths when the world population was half as much is worse. Anyhow, that's deaths due to lack of health care, whereas communist countries gave universal health care, lack of housing. Soviet Union guaranteed everyone free housing as a minimum standard, and you could get better housing by paying for it, which most people did, but no one ever went homeless. Free education, greatly subsidized food, with kind of a rationing system to ensure no one ever went hungry. This was unfortunately developed after the terrible lessons of what happened in Ukraine, which was a genocide. That's the one genocide the Soviets did. The head of the Ukrainian Communist Party was responsible for it. People point at Stalin, but they only do that because they're dipshits who always look to the leader of a country, and they can't understand that there's powerful local and regional politicians. Some of Stalin's basically second in commands did it too, though, so went all the way up to very close to the top. It's possible Stalin was involved, but if he was, the records that prove it have been destroyed. But it is proven that people in his close inner circle in the Ukrainian Communist Party, it was what's known as shoot, I forget the term for this, but not weaponization, implementalization, I think that's the word, where it wasn't that they went and planned a genocide the way that ICE concentration camps are being planned right now, but that a famine began through mismanagement and incompetence, and they turned it into a genocide, like intentionally made it worse because they saw an opportunity, and then they could just blame it on the famine. That's what the general historian consensus is, even though anti-communist propaganda will claim it's somehow planned. They'll also claim the Great Purge went around and killed 7 million people, wherever it killed 700,000. It was a witch hunt that got out of hand badly, and the NKVD abused its authority, but, still terrible either way, whether it was 7 million or 700,000. It's a horrific number. I'm not a fan of such things. And I'm under no illusions. As I said, the Soviets were bad. It's just the U.S. is worse, and now we live in a unipolar world where the U.S. is running roughshod over everyone, doing regime change in Venezuela by abducting their leader of the country, cutting Cuba off from oil, talking about annexing Greenland, talking about invading Canada. That is what was always going to happen when the U.S. won the Cold War. Anyways, let's get another general here. I'm going to have to reorganize the army to grow the MIOs. The military industrial complexes for the army stuff, artillery, infantry. Though, having realized it's actually better to grow these when they're large already. 35% funds gain is very, very large, but it goes up by like 600 at cost with each level. 4912. Do I have any others that are already size? No. I can see the scaling. Yeah, it went up by almost 900. So this will probably go up to like 5,600, I'm guessing. At least 5,800, maybe 900. So it'll lose 2,900, 35%. It's like 1,000. It's gonna be some time till I could get there. 1050-ish. 100. Yeah, it's gonna be close, but probably better to actually grow those MIOs first. That is, I might not want to refrain from doing like all this stuff to grow infantry ammo. Of course, I'm not sure this is enough. Maybe artillery has more stuff. Boom, boom. But they also have tech speed boosts. From, yeah, okay, so maybe I don't want to do any more infantry stuff. Aircraft, this is only 10% funds gain. For 5, whatever. Then they gain another 20% another size. And then this gains some another size still. If I can grow them before... Oh yeah, that should be easy. Just need one more trait. I mean, one more tech. To improve small airframes. Focusing on the Navy. This is going to complete in 23 days. Okay. So after all this stuff. There'd theoretically be an argument to delay this focus, but I need the dockyards. Funds are nice, but actually having more ships is probably more important. Okay. Wait a little on the foreign designs, aircraft stuff. So what do I do? Sorry if I'm thinking aloud here. So I'm trying to figure out what I do next for my next focus. Yeah, by the way, if you're poking and you don't like the stuff I'm saying, you're free to leave comments and such. Just don't troll. They'll be like, oh, you're supporting communism, the most evil. People say they're usually libertarians, and some of them even pay trolls. I'm doing YouTube. I'm just going to ignore you or ban you from my channel. If you're just trolling, you can have honest conversations. Just don't troll. Let's see. Oh, yeah, production stuff, because I need to upgrade my synthetic refineries. I can develop the Great Belt region. I don't know what those decisions do, but I'll find out. I know I'm investing in research and development. This, which I won't have the ability to get that SIF factory unless I destroy a mill or a dockyard. Not probably a good idea. It's Jayland. Let's give dockyard. Yeah, I'll probably not do as focuses for a while. I have things to do with my poke power. I can't do North Sea drilling unless I control Jutland, which is a big part of why I really need control Jutland. These all require this branch. Well, these two require Jutland or Southern Jutland. They each. This is randomized, but this gives a build slot in each of Jutland, Southern Jutland. So, for agriculture reinvestments, I really do need both. And I need this Jutland for a North Sea oil drill. I need all those bonuses to have even a prayer against the US. I destroyed the fuel silo the AI had stupidly built. They love fuel silos way too much, so they can get a dockyard instead, which is more valuable. So more expensive. I guess the silo provides some benefit while I was around. Eventually I'm going to need to destroy some civ and build our refineries. The oil is a little bit nice. The rubber is the main thing. I'm not going to necessarily have stable access to rubber if I face the US faction. Most of the sources of rubber are either by sea, which too dangerous. The US will do naval raiding. The AI is slow about it, but they won't completely ignore it. And with wars in 47, 46, 48, they'll have enough naval raiders to actually endanger any convoys they send, like around here, especially with the US controlling Occitania. By trying to go past Gibraltar or going down here, and they'll force Cape Verde to Democratic, which will then join their faction. So, Canary Islands will actually be annexed by Soviet Spain and be in the Central Powers. That'll be fine, but yeah, Cape Verde here will be a source of naval raiding. So, go overland for now in Southeast Asia, but This is technically a land route, which is why I don't understand why Austro-Hungary requires sea access to send supplies. It should be able to just go, because it would have to go through U.S.-controlled territory. Technically, once I get southern Jutland back, I could send stuff to Austro-Hungary by land. But I feel like I'll lose that land route somehow. No, not really. Doesn't look like, unless like both India and these, there should be a land route. I mean, if India joined the U.S. faction, actually that would cut off the land route to rubber, and that might happen. Model after USA. Indian Army Doctrine. Pledge for the Allies. That's the one that'll... So either join the US faction or... Oh, come on. They have a big focus tree. If they have neutral foreign policy, I don't have to worry about that. Railways, Air Force, Agrarian, Lions, Women, Auxiliary, Famine, Inclusive Nationalism. Inclusive Nationalism implies they're going India United. Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, Inclusive Nationalism. Secular states, none of this Hindustani bull crap. Like, we have a fascist in charge of India in our own world because of Hindu supremacism against the Muslim minority, which has also led to India aligning with Israel because of anti-Muslim bigotry, and they're trading with them and supporting their mass murder in Palestine. Tryst with Destiny. After 1947, when the following must be true. Game rule India is set to option GOE historical, or it doesn't show the others, probably. So maybe they can't do this because... Let's just take a look. It still uses the RAG tag, right? It usually gives you more info. Okay, so it either requires, I think, you have to be a player, or... Long years ago we made a tryst with destiny. Now time comes when we shall redeem our pledge, not wholly or in full measure, but very substantially. At the stroke of midnight hour, when the world sleeps, India will awaken to life and freedom. Silent the conflict, or it becomes relevant if India is controlled by players, so probably I don't have to worry about India awakening. Armored trains. Or reduce risk of famine. Securing supply centers. Help from the Nagas. Nagas, with their intimate knowledge of the terrain, unmatched growth skills, are invaluable allies. By securing the support, you strengthen their position in the northeast. Right. They have to be at war, they're not. So they won't get accelerated industrialism. Huh. They haven't even touched their navy. Yeah, they're running out of focuses. unsurprising given how long stuff has been going on here. Though, of course, Indianized army, because they're not a faction with Anglia. It's possible in the multiplayer I might be able to get them in such a faction by, you know, Joe playing as the UK going and expanding, puppeting England or something. Alright, so maybe I don't need the rubber, although it will help with the trade balance. Synthetic refineries, they can produce more than 8 rubber per refinery with max excavation tax and synthetic stuff. And I'll need it as few SIPs importing resources as possible. Of course, the AI already built 2 refineries. One in the Faroe Islands, which is a terrible place if I'm trying to protect rubber against naval raiding. And one in the home islands. I need 21 though, so I think you can get up to 10 each. And the Faroe Islands is, let's see, you can get base 5 and they can be multiplied by excavation tax. Possibly not infrastructure. No, infrastructure and excavation tax. No, because this would say 2 if infrastructure multiplied it. Okay, so it can be multiplied by up to industrial capacity 1.6 times 5. Actually, that's only 8 rubber per, but little oil on top of it. And it's, of course, not vulnerable to enemies cutting off by any means. So yeah, that's if there's no more resource gain efficiencies anywhere, which there might not be. Fuel per oil. It's a factory. If the cooperation route, it still wouldn't have affected that. Nope. So production efficiency retention, yeah. Yeah, it doesn't look like. Yeah, no. It's always slightly better than importing rubber. So maybe I don't bother with any more refineries. I don't know. This one is stupid location. Maybe I do replace this with something better. Another dockyard? Maybe? Or just another mill. Probably another mill on the Faroe Islands. Wouldn't be bad to have a second refinery in Finn, though. One more build slots to gain. Get a regional industrial integrations. It's born home, but I think Finn may have one. This definitely gives us a build. 1, 2, 3. 4. Yeah, they'll definitely get up to max build slots there. Of course, that fills in with a mix of Civ. It's all Civ. Venture places Civ with it. One of these, or I could even do a dockyard, because dockyards are the lowest value of these things. Of course, that makes my fleet even more pathetic, but if I'm going to get it to be usable, I'm going to really need at the dockyards that are in Schleswig-Holstein and Mecklenburg. I probably need to march in the Sten and stuff. Which can me a land border with the Central Powers. If I join their faction, that'll allow me to get reinforcements from them. So that if I suffer US invasion, it's not all lost. Alright, enough talk. Talking 25 minutes and strategizing mostly, looking at focus trees. Apologize for that, guys. I think it's content. Some of you might like it, but it's not ideal. Alright, 75.2 should maybe finally get a decent infantry officer. Finally! Before, I'd gotten one instead of this guy. It's only the infantry officers I'm likely to train up past level 1. Especially if I get an infantry officer, it's like also a career officer. Cheaper to promote to field marshal or who has brilliant strategist or something. But when I reorganize the army, this guy will... Let's save that. Annoyingly though, when Norwegian People's Republic surrenders, I'll be kicked back to neutral wealth to low military spending instead of medium welfare. It's really annoying. Means all the political power is sunk into this, which substantial amounts. 55%. Most of these give 10. I think since they do with advisor change, give me 15. Yeah, that's right. But still, I sank like 300 political power, and it's just going to disappear. And all I got was a little more, being a little more technologically advanced and a very slightly larger population. Just not anticipating that would disappear when I get back Jutland. That's stupid. I only got one of the states back. That's one of the reasons I'm not probably gonna. I may give up on this if I don't get all of Jutland. To waste all my political power and not even give me the whole peninsula, that's ridiculous. It's a bug, really. Liberating a state shouldn't reset the balance of power, but it does. Without a state being liberated to me. Alright, yeah, 2 more dockyards. I should probably queue up what those are going to do. It's going to complete before any growth in the MIOs. Let's see, I'm not going to be using this or this on escort destroyers, although. Yeah, it's too expensive. My things. Well, fuel consumption is the same for this engine as for this. Huh. So maybe I will. Just escort destroyers with the level 4 and engines. I'm definitely make the fleet destroyers based on the 40 or 44 hull, so. Alright. Let's see, 11, 12, 13. Born home. I don't have Goblin, so I'll only get up to 13 dockyards. Of course, I might get a couple here. When Jolin's return. So convoys for a little bit, because I'm on the verge of getting better naval tech. Instead of, I didn't, this timeline I designed the escort destroyers. I need a few more convoys, so get them now instead of, how many of these they even produce? I think. Delphin and Mark II produced 1. 2. Only 2. Probably wasn't worth the Navy XP. I did economize on it. I could have I wasn't gonna mess with any of that. Maybe I didn't. I could have. I wasn't gonna remove the anti-air guns. So yeah, no, I didn't really even spend a bunch of political power modernizing it. Only to, I mean, Navy XP, not political power. Only for only produce 2 of them. Oh well. Oh, bloody well. Of course, maybe I wait for even more naval MIO size. Let's see. This, then this. Spine tops. I don't need that many more convoys. Yeah, I'll start one more of this. It's not just some cost fallacy or something, there'll be more opportunities to squeeze in. Of course, this is definitely the last one of these. Called the Villimos. The Villimos, the Naha and the Villimos. Show more than that. Because of Women's Deal, I'll probably need to do some more convoys later, so. Yeah, 4 of these, which is reasonable for my Navy XP sunk in. Unless I have a lot of constructions to do. Starting on that. Instead of going right to the Heron realization, Marine. Do foreign designs, or do I import machinery, modernize industrial stuff? It is more factories. I probably do that. I don't know. This is about to get size 7. Nah, oh great, I do the aircraft stuff. Just need to keep taking this up. 3 bonuses, they'll go advanced small airframe, improve medium. Or maybe just put them all on the medium airframe. Depending on timing. This can be any aircraft. It's gonna be light or medium. How many air doctrine bonuses? I shouldn't spend all my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do I even have 6 air things left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. 7, 8, 9. I'm fine.